Hi, baby bats. So this is gonna be my first makeup tutorial for this page and or YouTube channel. And I want to just take a second to apologize for the fact that my lighting is not the best right now. My apartment's kind of weird. I've got a sort of studio and the kitchen light is still working, but I'm filming in my dining room and that light blew and I'm too short to get up to it. And there's not a whole lot of natural light today, but I think this is gonna be good enough. So, to just kind of kick things off, I am doing a look based on one of my all-time favorite video game franchises, The Legend of Zelda. And it's inspired by Link because why not? I normally go for really bold, dramatic looks, but I wanted a chance to do something that's kind of more fun and youthful. And as opposed to drama, we're going to have some pops of color, but it's also going to be an all around sort of, just youthful, fun, light, sun-kissed, healthy sort of glow. And I think that's going to be really fun with the summer coming up. It's something you can play around with the concept of if you don't want to exactly copy the whole color scheme I've got going here or go for the whole Legend of Zelda sort of thing. But I thought this would just be really fun. And if people enjoy this, I already have ideas bouncing around to follow it up with a look inspired by Zelda as well as this Link one. So it'll be kind of a companion piece and we are going to get started. So one of the most important things I always try to do is prep my skin. So I just washed it, I moisturized. It was the right day in my skincare cycle. So I exfoliated and did my face mask, and now I'm going to prime everything for this look. So two products I always use, I swear by them. We have the ELF Poreless Putty Primer. I already took the lid off, so this is what it looks like, and I will explain how you use it in just a second. If you don't have like dry to normal skin, you have a more oily skin type, this product is not recommended for you, but they have something else in the line. I believe it's their matte putty or something like that. I would have to look and find out. I'll try and drop that in the description for you guys, but it's the same concept. It's also a putty primer, and I really love this because I have kind of weird texture things that I just do not like. So this putty, it just feels a lot better on my skin for me. And then for my eyes, I am going to use the NYX eyeshadow base, and I use the white one. And then I just throw some lip balm on for my lips. So we'll start there because we don't want our lipstick to dry out our lips, and we also do not want, if our lips are kind of peeling or whatever, for us to put our lipstick on over that and it be a weird cracked mess. So with the primer, like I said, it's a putty, so I just go in there with my hands because that's the easiest way. You've got to warm it up. So I just kind of do this and I just work little bits. I dab it on, and I'm gonna, after I get my coverage going, I'm going to just continue to use my hands and blend it all around. I probably use my hands for more stuff than I should, but this is my own face. I'm not working on somebody else's face. I just washed them. So, you know, it's clean enough for me. And now we're getting weird amounts of sun, so I'm gonna try and keep the lighting decent still. And I'm really blind, so I'm gonna just use this mirror while I work. We're gonna blend this all around. I'm gonna try to not cover my face so you guys can see what I'm doing, but you know, just rubbing it into my skin, making sure I've got decent coverage with my primer, but everything's nice and smooth and blended into the skin, and you know, we'll be ready to go. And then I'm gonna get in here with my eyeshadow base. It's just kind of a creamy texture, and again, I use my fingers for probably more stuff than I should, but I'm just gonna dab it all around in here. Get it in the general areas I need it. Sorry, I keep clearing my throat. I promise you guys I do not have corona, not like you can catch it through YouTube anyway, but you know, just thought I'd clarify. Just dab a little bit more in here, and I try to get it. I'm not worried too much about under my eyes. I am going to end up applying eyeshadow underneath, but I'm gonna put concealer on, and that's gonna help kind of prime that as well, but just gonna go in with my ring finger because it applies the least amount of pressure. So if you're working around your eyes with your fingers and you need to blend or whatever, use your ring finger. You're less likely to, you know, burst any capillaries, bruise yourself or anything, because nobody wants to get a black eye from doing their makeup, right? But I'm just gonna blend this out as smooth and even as I can. It's not a huge deal if I don't do it perfectly, because I am the kind of person who wants to double check things. So before I put my eyeshadow on, I'm gonna end up just kind of smoothing this out again. Blend however you like though. I'm also weird about having things on my hands, so you're probably gonna see me pause a lot to clean my hands off. But so we primed, and now just to really help hold my makeup and everything, this is what I do with my makeup on a daily basis. I'm gonna just put some powder on, and I am constantly on the go. I'm in a band, I'm in cosmetology school, blah, 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 blah. I'm a dog walker. So I am really obsessive about setting my makeup so it's not smudging and running down my face and everything. So I'm gonna just go ahead and put some powder on now. And then I'm gonna put more on after I do my foundation and highlight and all that fun stuff. And then to finish this look off, help set it and also give it a little bit more of a dewy finish, because I think that really fits what I'm going for here. I will, in the end, throw on some, you know, like setting spray, some finishing spray, whatever name you want to call it. To just really solidify that look. And yeah, I'm tapping my brush in between dabbing it into the powder because that is a great way to help control mess. And I'm really used to friends who don't wear a lot of makeup, didn't really start wearing makeup until like their 20s or their 30s, asking me like, how do you do this? How do you do that? So I very much explain everything that I do like I am talking to someone who has no idea how to do makeup. If you know what you're doing, sorry if that gets a little annoying, but if you are a beginner, you're in luck, I guess. So now we're gonna move on to foundation. I absolutely swear by the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. They have a few different finishes now. I don't know if they always did. I used to just use the regular one, but this is a dewy finish and I really just like that for my skin. So that's what I'm using. And in the summer and stuff, when I'm out in the sun a lot, I go up one shade from this, but this is Porcelain, their lightest shade. And for my foundation, I just start by, you know, putting it on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna, well, I'll explain as I go on. So I used to be really bad about using too much product or like, you know, putting more onto my hand than it was actually gonna use and wasting it. That's about enough for my whole face. So I'm just gonna take a beauty blender, and I've got a little bit of OCD, so I have one for my foundation and concealer, another for my highlight, another for my contour. But just gonna take it, dab it in there. I start by just dabbing it around my face, you know, getting everything covered. And let's see. Yep, that's enough makeup, so I'm just gonna blend it now. When I'm blending stuff on my face like this, I always start in the center and work outward because I feel like that gives me the smoothest application. And there we go. I don't know, it just kind of looks right in terms of how the lighting hits and everything. I am so sorry, guys. The clouds outside keep shifting and it's getting a little weird with my lighting in here, but we're gonna try and power through it. All right, so foundation is blended, and I always go to my concealer next, actually. Almost skipped a step. Same process, I just dab a little on there. I still probably use more concealer than I need to half the time, but I get really bad circles under my eyes even when I'm sleeping and stuff. I don't know if it's stress related or what, but so I'm going to just do concealer under my eyes to handle that. It's not perfect, but I'm trying to go for a upside down triangle because that's the best shape to handle your under eye circles. That worked out a little better. I kind of feel like I look like a clown. Then I'm breaking out a tiny bit, so I'm gonna just take this leftover and dab it where I need a little extra coverage. And we'll blend that. Sorry if you hear any background noise. I kind of have loud neighbors, but we're gonna just blend our concealer down into the foundation. If you are newer to makeup, if you are using powder foundation, you want to put your concealer on and then your foundation, but because this is like a, you know, liquid or whatever, I do foundation and then concealer. That's how you're going to get the best coverage. So we got that laid down, got that blended. Next thing, I'm gonna contour because I'm not the biggest fan of my face shape. I want to give it a little help, and it helps balance out the highlight I'm gonna do. So I normally use like a cream sort of formula for my concealer, but right now I've got this powder. So this is supposed to be a highlight and this is a blush. Honestly, the contour is the only thing I use. And I have my angled brush for my contour that I do some kind of weird things with. So, you know, if you have certain areas of your face that you know, like this is where I put my highlight, this is where I put my contour, obviously you don't have to follow what I'm doing. This is what works best for my face shape. But I will say when I do my cheekbones, I'm gonna do a fish or a really extreme duck face, whatever you want to say, so that I know I'm getting it right underneath where my cheekbones are and pulling that shape in. And this is where the angle comes in handy because I use the smaller part down toward my mouth. And I'm just going to try and get this as dark as I want it so that I'm just gonna blend down how I want it. Yes, you will look dirty at first, but it is worth it for the face shaping magic. And a little tip I learned, you might notice pretty much everything that I'm like, I have to do this to multiple or both sides of my face. I start on the left side because I learned this trick where, like, for symmetry purposes, you should start on the side opposite of your dominant hand because that's where you have more control issues in your makeup application. So if I start on my left side and then match it to my right, or match my right to it, it's easier than starting where I have more control on my right side of my face and then trying to match the left. So that's a little trick for you. I do my contour, temples, down the side of my face, cheekbones, jaw, sides of my nose. So and again, I probably use my fingers for way too much, but since the brush is kind of big and my nose is not, I'm just going to go down the sides of my nose using my finger. All right, and then we want to blend that, obviously, because we're not gonna walk around with our face looking like this, so. This is where I tend to scream at myself and just go blend, blend, blend. Duck face again for the blending because it gives me a better view of my jaw when I'm working there and helps me make sure I'm blending everything else into the areas I want it. blend along the nose, and then just go back and make sure everything is blended the way I want it, and then we'll move on. All right, so got our contour in there, and now we're going to highlight. And I feel like for this look, for my vision, for everything going on with it, the highlight is really important. So I saw this in Target a few weeks back. It is Makeup Obsession. I am a huge stickler about cruelty-free vegan products. If I have something and it doesn't fit those guidelines, it's just because I personally did not pay enough attention, because I eat vegan, you know, I try to live a vegan life, care about the animals. So I look for the bunny label. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got a bunny. It says cruelty-free and vegan. I look for that in all my makeup. So this is Makeup Obsession. It is a powder, and it's their highlighter. This shade is Mega Destiny, really hard to miss because it's in gigantic silver letters. You'll know which shade you're picking up, but it's a very like peachy, goldish sort of color. And like I said, this look, I want it to be very youthful, very sun-kissed, all that stuff, because I mean, it's inspired by Link, and he's running around on his adventures. He's out in the sun. He's a literal child. So it's like, yeah, he's soaking up those vitamins. He's got the sun-kissed skin, and he's young, and he's having fun fighting monsters. So again, if you have certain areas of your face you normally put your highlight on, you know where you want that to go, cool. What I do, we're gonna smile for this one. I get the apples of my cheeks, and then I want it right up here above my eye as well. So I go from about the midpoint, or from about the arch of my eyebrow, pull it down like this. I go across my forehead, chin, Cupid's bow, and my nose. And we're just gonna smile to help us find, you know, the proper anatomy. And I tend to throw on a lot of highlighter because I personally enjoy living my life as a walking, breathing disco ball. But you know, do what feels right to you. Because that's the thing. I can teach you techniques, and I can show you my vision for this look and how I formulated it, but I'm not looking at you. I don't know what your skin's like. I don't know what your style is like. So this tutorial is really more of a guideline for you to go out and make this look your own than, you know, the beauty Bible or something. I'm just trying to make sure I get all that off my brush. And again, we are going to blend. And when I do these areas around my eye, I try to keep, you know, emphasizing where my cheeks are roundest, and I blend this lower part up and the upper part down so that it comes to the point where they meet, and I just get it nice and blended there. Forehead, I'm just going straight across. And with my Cupid's bow, I don't want to like spread it around a lot, so I just tend to kind of tap here. That is gonna help blend it down without shifting the makeup all crazy. And I'm just really making sure I have this all blended how I want it. Cool. And like I'm pretty sure I mentioned, I'm gonna just toss some more powder on top of that. Just give everything a nice finish. So that's the good thing about this container. Again, this is another ELF product. It is their HD powder. And I think the lid, I don't know, mine's dirty now from having makeup in it, but it literally says something like pour powder here or something like that. So it's not like you need something separate to dump your powder into and use that. You just toss it in your lid and you're good to go. Yeah, it says pour powder here, right inside the lid. Which would have been my idea anyway, but good to know that's what they were thinking too, right? Cool. This video is already longer than I thought it was gonna be. I thought I would be done at this point in the timestamp, but that's fine. So next thing I'm gonna do, I don't really have any crazy advice or anything, but as you can see, I have these tiny little light baby eyebrows, so I always line them with a pencil. You know, it's just a regular eyeliner pencil and it's brown. I normally tend to buy a NYX eyeliner that matches whatever hair color I have at the moment, and I do that. And I was debating, you know, well, I have pink and orange in my hair, so which color do I want for my eyebrows, blah blah blah, but I just can't really get a new eyeliner for them right now with the quarantine. So for the time being, I'm just using the brown eyeliner I have on hand for my eyebrows. But if you buy the NYX eyeliners, even the crazy colors, you know, they say they say eyeliner and eyebrow pencil or whatever, and they are pretty great for this. I'd also really love to try the KVD brow products because they're made in all the different fun, funky colors. And I didn't let myself use their products for a really long time just because I did not like the founder, but now that she is no longer associated with the brand, I started trying some of their products, especially since you can buy them at TJ Maxx and Marshalls and stuff if you look hard enough. They've also started selling some Lime Crime stuff there. I am in love with it. But yeah, so I've tried a few of the KBD lipsticks now, and I am in love with those. And yeah, so basically for my eyebrows, make them darker and bolder and all that, I just kind of, I spoolie them into the position I want them in general, and then I throw some pencil over it, and then spoolie them again. And just gonna clean my hands really quick, but we're gonna move on to the eyes now. Like I mentioned before, I like to go back in, make sure my eyeshadow base is blended down nice and smooth now that I've got everything else on. And we're gonna start with the corners of our eyes and along the brow bone for a little highlight. I really love buying white eyeshadow singles from NYX. So this is the Prismatic Shadows, and the shade is Frostbite, and I like it because it's got a little bit of an iridescent sort of look to it. It's not just this pure white. I feel like there's a lot you can do with that, so let me just toss that in where it needs to go. This tiny brush is actually a concealer brush, but I found it works really well for this, and that's what I use it for, while I put my concealer on with my fingers like an animal. And for this look, I really wanted colors that felt true to Link as a character and felt familiar to his whole aesthetic and everything. So I am going to do sort of a green and gold color scheme. You'll see in just a second after I finish this white. And when I'm going along my brow, I just kind of go about where I go with my highlight on the other part of my face, except I'm doing my eyes, so just right about here into the arch of my eyebrow. All right, so now we're gonna go in with our color. For this part, I'm gonna be using two different greens. So you've got this green right here. It's kind of a light glittery sort of green. And then this is gonna be my slightly darker green. And for this light green, I wanna just get it on my brush and get it, you know, all in here, all these areas, you know, just kind of the base for my eyelid. And then I'm gonna brush it underneath the eye as well. And we're gonna match the right eye to that. Here's what it looks like so far. I got so used to doing everything with my fingers that I will admit, using brushes feels a little funny, but I encourage you use a brush if you can. Okay, so we've got our lighter green on, and I'm just gonna take a smaller brush and go in here with my darker green. And I'm gonna go from about here, go out, go down into the lower little corner area right underneath my eye as well. So we've got this all nice and layered. And do the other side, and then we're gonna get in here and blend this and get it looking exactly how we want it. Try and get some of this eyeshadow off my hand so that I don't get it all over my face and look like a fool for you all. All right, and I'm honestly just gonna blend this with my fingers, so bear with me a second. I want everything looking nice and smooth, so we're gonna blend here and here, here, and then right in here we're just gonna kind of smooth out what we got going on here, make it a little smoky and fun. Cool, and then we are going to move on to our eyeliner. So since I wanted this to be a really sort of soft look, I need to sharpen this. I'm not using black eyeliner on my waterline like I tend to do in my day-to-day life. I still have this from when I had green hair. So this is the NYX Eye and Eyebrow Pencil in Seafoam. And give me just a second to sharpen this. Beautiful. And we're gonna just go in here with it. And like I said, this is gonna be a soft look. This is not going to be drastic, especially with the green already underneath your eye. But it's just gonna add some depth to that green, to your look. A little bit of a shimmer, you know, different finishes. That's fun. Double check that that is even and how I want it. I'm just gonna toss a little more of it right in here, and then we're gonna grab our liquid liner. So I really love doing winged liner, and I tend to do really extreme wings, like huge, dramatic out to my brow, but that's not what we're gonna do for this because Link is small and pure, so he's gonna get some little baby wings, and I'm gonna try and explain my process of how I do my winged liners. So I'm gonna start by picking where I want the wing to come out to, where I want to be the thinnest point, and I'm gonna draw my line from there into my eye. And then I'm just gonna complete it down to this lower corner. Or sometimes I go up from the corner and meet it, just depending on what feels right in the moment. But, you know, to just really get that look how I want it. And then I'm gonna just fill in here. Make sure I got the rest of my eyelid. Try to make sure there are no skips in it. And look at that, wing number 1. Now I'm just gonna try and match it over here. Alright, this is not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna look good. Got a little too cocky, tried to move a little too fast. Bit of advice, don't do that. All right, eyeliner is taken care of. And we're gonna just finish off the look with some mascara and some lipstick. So you probably already know how to apply mascara. A little bit of advice, don't stab yourself in the eye. That hurts. I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Volume Mascara. The shade, I believe, is Very Black. And I'm just gonna, get my lashes nice and full and dark. Kind of helps add to the whole wide-eyed innocence thing I'm going for here. Get in there on the bottom. And then we're going to finish it off with lipstick, like I said, and with my whole color scheme for Link, I've got green, I've got gold, so this is really fun. This is a gold lipstick, and I got some questions about it when I started posting pictures of this look for people to see before the video was ready. So if you like this particular lipstick, I literally got it at Walgreens. It is a Wet n Wild lipstick. I don't know exactly which line it is, but the shade is First Place Winner. And I think it cost me like $1 or $2 plus tax when I got it. And something I really like about Wet n Wild as a brand is, they're inexpensive, they're a cruelty-free brand, and a lot of their products are vegan. And the displays, when you go into the store, the vegan products are going to be marked, and, you'll see most of them are vegan. Grab what you want, and of course the ingredients are all there to look at as well. But if you just look for can't really see it on this lipstick on the video because it's so small, but it'll be like a circle or a heart with a V in it. A A lot of brands are starting to add that to their products or to their displays, and that denotes a vegan product. So we're basically finished here. You could end like this, but like I said, I like to be absolutely sure my makeup's gonna have the staying power I want. So I really love Krylon as a brand. We use it at school. It's great theater makeup, blah, blah, blah. I get all my special effects stuff from them. So I happen to have their fixing spray, and I'm just gonna use that to finish everything off. Take this out of my hair, brush it down, and let you see the final look. All right. I think I need a little bit more of this, sorry. That's not the right direction. Okay, there we go. And I got some in my eyes. Just a paddle brush. I decided to braid back part of my hair. It's just a simple under braid. Secured it with a rubber band, like the ones for hair, not just a random rubber band. Pinned it up with bobby pins, but I felt like that was a nice touch for this look. And ta-da, you're all ready to go on an adventure and save Hyrule. Until next time, love you all. Don't forget, if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, give me your feedback. If there are any videos you have ideas for that you'd like to see from me, definitely drop that in the comment section. And my next video I have planned, I'll be working on my mannequins from school. I'm going to show you on something with more hair than I have. Some fun and easy braided updos for when everything goes back to normal and summer hits and we can all go outside and enjoy it, so you can keep your hair off your neck and out of your face and be less sweaty and look amazing doing it. Bye.